PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
Hello, this is James Spann. This is our Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday morning, the 3rd day of June, and the weather heats up. Hottest weather so far this year, coming up for the next 5 days. Let's go to some Skycam shots early this morning. And yes, the days are indeed long, as we are now getting some daylight about 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the view from Cheehaw, looking off to the east. From Tuscaloosa, over on the western side of the state, we're looking north from the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse. And from downtown Birmingham, the view from the top of the Daniel Building on 20th Street downtown, looking back off to the south. On the water vapor satellite imagery this morning, another MCS developing north of the state, and we'll keep an eye on that. But the ridge is nosing in here from the west, and we think the ridge will probably win the battle. Now, having said that, you can't rule out the chance of somebody somewhere getting an afternoon shower or storm, but it looks like for a pretty good chunk of the state, today will be dry. There's the action this morning over Illinois, a tornado watch until 11 o'clock this morning. And we'll keep an eye on the convection up there, but it looks like that's where the convection will stay. There is a moderate risk of severe weather today through central Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. That includes places like Springfield, Indianapolis, and Columbus. And surrounding that, a slight risk all the way from the plains of Colorado to Philadelphia, and as far south as northern Georgia down to the suburbs of Atlanta. And that clips the northeastern corner of Alabama. But again, as the ridge noses in, that will probably squelch any showers west of I-65. We'll watch for development over northeast Alabama today. Tomorrow, the risk stays up north. Thursday, that could be a big day here. This Thursday event might be a big one. From Oklahoma and Kansas up to Wisconsin and Michigan, as you'll see in a moment. And then day 4, Friday, a severe weather risk for places like Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, and Milwaukee. The QPF, boy, this looks like last year, doesn't it? In the midst of our drought, that was a familiar sight. Nothing here. All of the action up north. This is valid through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. And again, it looks like showers for the next 5 days here will be few and far between. Modeling, this is the OZGFS, valid at 1 o'clock today at 500 millibars. Westerlies to the north, ridge coming in from the west. Down below that, you can see the suggestion here is that the best chance of showers and storms today will be east of I-65 and probably over Georgia. But maybe somebody around Anniston or Gadsden or Center or Fort Payne might catch a shower this afternoon, but Tuscaloosa, Fayette, I'd say it's very unlikely. Tomorrow, the ridge takes over and it looks totally dry. We'll just say mostly sunny, although remember now, it's hard to say there's no chance of a shower in this kind of pattern, but having said that, that looks mostly dry. Thursday, there's that big trough coming out of the Rockies. And again, that looks like a pretty potent severe weather threat there from Oklahoma to Michigan. Friday, that stays north. The ridge holds. Down below that, you can see the surface low is located over northern Wisconsin with a band of trailing storms. But again, for Friday, only isolated storms. And then Saturday, starting off the weekend, maybe a slight dent in the ridge. And for that reason, we'll mention isolated storms. But again, at the surface there, that doesn't show very much. And Sunday, ridge takes over. But again, a little soupy air mass, so maybe a few isolated storms. Monday of next week, the ridge is the story. And boy, check out the ridge on the European. That's a monster there. Sure looks like we'll be in the 90s for the foreseeable future. We'll go trolling a little bit here. This is June 14th. Core of the westerlies up north. Subtropical ridge all across the deep south, but some hint of an old frontal boundary trying to ease in here with some increase in showers and storms. This is the second day in a row we've seen that feature at mid-month. And at the end of the cycle on the 18th, the ridge breaks down a bit, a trough just north of here. And again, that looks like maybe a dying cold front. But remember, weather features this time of the year are typically involving those on the mesoscale, and it's hard to identify those more than a few days in advance. Certainly you can't do it 16 days in advance. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so this afternoon. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.